Dramatic entrance. What is up? What is up? What is up? What is up? This is the professor, and welcome. Welcome to Movie Community College. Welcome to Movie Community College. That's actually to the tune of SpongeBob of Welcome to Our Club. Welcome to our club. Welcome to our club. Welcome, Squidward. Welcome. Any SpongeBob fans out there? You know you want to. That's Patrick. You remember when they were playing hooky? One of the best episodes of TV ever, hooky. They're going to sit on the hooks of the fishermen, ooh, and then jump off. So ridiculous. Anyways, I doubt you are watching this video to see me crack myself up with really lame dad jokes. No, you were here for my explicit, soul-searching review of Kesari. Kesari. Tomato. It doesn't matter which pronunciation I take. The warrior queen always tells me I'm wrong. So, I don't know which one to do. I'm confused. Maybe Kesari. Although I read K-E-S. Kesari? No, there's no A. Kesari. Let's go Kesari. Sorry, Kesari, which means saffron. I learned that from the movie review. So what we have here is we have, first of all, we have I'm going to call this fictional history. This was a real event. I'm not sure if Akshay Kumar did everything in there that the film did it to the historical guy, if he was from the one camp, moved to the other. So we have this area here, and we have this area set in northern India. And there's a line that divides India and what would be modern-day Afghanistan. They are calling them the, what do they call them? The Pantheons? No, the Carthians. Pantheons. Basically was a version of the Mughal Empire. It was Muslims in Afghanistan, warlords, tribal warlords, that kind of shared the border with British-controlled India. And we have these three forts set up, these three bases, some distance apart in this area to kind of serve as a lookout and warning, beacon to the British Empire that if there's trouble, right, that here come the invaders, so they could rally forces around. And keep in mind, the actual real battalion of British forces were 24 hours out from whenever they got the message. They were 24 hours out. So if something happens here, you need to be able to hold this area for 24 hours, basically. So we see Akshay Kumar's character, who I believe is a sergeant in the British Army, and he's a Sikh in the film, and this is going to involve this Sikh regiment in these different forts. I'm guessing it's very close to Punjab, and I wonder if they ate barfi back then, or burfi, I should say, burfi. Do you think those characters way back then ate burfi? Because we just did a video about Indian sweets. So Kumar's character is out, and he's a farmer by trade, and he's messing around with trying to get the soil to be enriched, because he wants to plant a garden. And him and his buddies are out there, and they're hanging out, and the British commander is out there of that base, and he sees tribal warlords coming out towards the border with a woman. A Muslim woman who has been caught blaspheming the name of the prophet. They don't really say how she did that. And a lot of times when you look at things like that, and even if you go into the ancient Jewish culture, sometimes these charges were just brought up against women for whatever reason. They wouldn't reciprocate in advance, whatever. So we don't know how credible these charges are, right? And you can see that Kumar does not like this. He's watching this, and he's being ordered by his commanding officer, knock it off, stand down, come inside the fort. No, don't get involved. You're going to start a war. And Kumar just can't take it anymore. He sees this woman getting ready to be executed. And in Kumar fashion, he takes a running charge at him, jumps with his gun, pow, caps him, pow. And of course, there's a fight that breaks out, and it looks like they're going to get the best of Kumar. Then the rest of the Sikhs show up, and push back the Afghanis. Commanding officer finally regains control over the situation, and he brings everybody into the fort, where he gives Kumar a dress down. He gives him a dress down, and he keeps calling him the F word. But the Sikhs don't know what that means, and they were saying, they weren't saying it like the typical F word. They were like saying "fooker," because they're just listening and trying to repeat it, and they know it's some kind of insult, but they don't know necessarily what does that mean, "fooker." And Kumar is going to be punished, and he's sent to this furthest fort out. It looked like he was in the middle fort, and then there was, I think, Fort Lockhart was over here, and then he was at the other fort, going the other way. And he's sent there, and there are 20 Sikhs. It's their smallest other fort. And they haven't really had any kind of British overrule in that fort. There's no discipline. There's no sense of, like, this is the military, this is what you do. He kind of walks in, and people are, in their underwear. They're running around singing songs. They're not doing anything that you're supposed to be doing while you're on duty. And so Kumar, we kind of turn this into a, now it turns into a Kumar. Can he get these troops in order? Can he get them to be soldiers? Can he, is that where the film's going to go? Now, I know the history of this fort, because I've watched it on Netflix. There's a TV show that covers this fort in the battle that happened there. And so I knew it was coming. But if you didn't know that, what you're seeing, excuse me, is Kumar, how can he get through to these guys to make sure they understand that they're soldiers, that they're going to cowboy up, and that they are going to soldier up? And how does he get command of the situation? Because there's been no control, no command here. And that's tough to do. I've had many jobs as a manager, and when you come into a situation where it's been the wild, wild west and nobody's been told anything, they're allowed to do what they want to, it's very hard to get a grip on the situation and get people focused on what they should be doing, right? They need to be focusing on what they're supposed to be doing. It's hard to do. It's very hard to do. And so we see him, kind of telling people, like, he walked into a cockfight. And when I mean cockfight, I mean roosters fighting. And so he told them, listen, okay, that's what you're going to do. Then you can only do what the rooster tells you to do. And so there's a little funny thing that happens, because they cook the rooster, because all the roosters say is, they're thinking they're saying cook-a-doodle-doo, cook. Oh, they must want to be cooked, so they cook up the roosters and eat them, I guess, or I don't know what they did with it. So you see this subplot unfold. Now flash forward over to the Mongols, right? Flash forward over to the Mohammedans, over to the Afghanis. The Afghanis are getting tired of getting their brains kicked in. They kind of feel like, this wasn't any of your business. You interfered with our culture. You interfered with our sovereignty and what we were doing, how we exercise justice. And it's really a declaration of war. So they get the tribal warlords together, but the big sultan is not there. And they're talking about this, and they're saying, here's our problem. All three of us warlords have had a problem with the British. And we go and we try to fight them. And we just get our heads kicked in. And there's got to be a better way of doing this, and I got an idea. Why don't we team up? Because if we all team up, we could go after that very small group, fort first. We could knock it down. And then that would give us an element of surprise to go take on the other ones. And by the end of the day, we could have captured those three forts. We could be fortified in those three forts before the British ever show up. Right? We can do that. That's the plan. So when they approach the first fort that Kumar has control over, it turns into this epic battle. And basically Kumar knows They can't win. They're not going to win the fight. But what they need to do is they need to be prepared to die and make this fight as long as possible. So it turns into really kind of a 300. Well, no, not a 300, a 2100. It kind of turns into a 2100. A 2100, no, a 21 versus 10,000. And these brave Sikhs hold this fort, I think, till 4:07 p.m. because the Mongols felt like by noon they would have these guys routed and would be on their way. And I don't want to give away all the story to you in case you haven't seen this. But it becomes a very epic stand. And you see Kumar filled with compassion, filled with conviction, filled with determination. There's some great fight scenes in here. There's some great, dialogue in here. There's some great, sense of community with the Sikhs. This brotherhood, this bond, as they all know they're going to die, and they want to die honorable deaths. And it is such a, I think, epic fight scene that the head leader of the Mohammedans tells everybody, don't touch their turbans. These men died with honor. Do not touch the turbans. And they don't. They don't touch the turbans. And man, oh man, this was just a great film all the way around. Is it a Bollywood Top 100? I'm going to say no, it wasn't. It wasn't. But it was a good film. Sure, that would stir up pride, Indian pride, Punjab. And I would give this film a B. A very, very strong B. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace and much love.